Ada Wong is one of the most complex and elusive characters in the Resident Evil series, balancing the fine line between ally and antagonist. Whereas the writers haven't been able to recapture the magic that was Wesker and ultimately leaving the players craving a return, they've gone in the complete opposite direction with Ada, and now don't quite know how to finish her story. Welcome back to the world of survival horror. First introduced in Resident Evil 2, Ada's initial role was shrouded in mystery, a supposed civilian searching for a boyfriend.
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella, based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
And in the remake, an FBI agent.
FBI.
As the layers peel back, she's revealed herself to be a cunning spy, working for an unnamed organization, manipulating events and people, including rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy.
Hey!
Stop!
Ada!
You'll never get the G-Virus! Didn't expect that from a scientist. Leon.
Forget about me. Just go. Stop her before she gets away.
Ada's appearances across the series have been sporadic but impactful. She re-emerges in Resident Evil 4, now an established operative, once again weaving her own agenda into the chaos surrounding Leon and the last Plagueis outbreak. Throughout titles like Resident Evil 6 and DLC, her motivations have stayed deliberately vague. She's always working for someone, whether it's the shadowy Umbrella or rival organizations, but never fully aligned with any cause. Her charm, resourcefulness, and mastery of deception make her unpredictable. Despite her skills, Ada is more than just a femme fatale. Moments of vulnerability, particularly in her interactions with Leon, suggest there's more than a cold-hearted mercenary that she projects.
Leon, please, escape.
No. We're a team. I can't just leave you behind.
I'm just a woman who fell in love with you.
However, the series never fully commits to exploring this complexity, often reducing her to a plot device instead of a fully fleshed out character.
We have to get that parasite out of your body.
Yeah, but before that, I gotta save Ashley.
Fine. Let's split up.
When trying to look at what drives her, she's very hard to pin down. Her motivations are as layered as her character. On the surface, she's loyal to no one but herself, driven by survival and profit.
Okay, I'll do it. But cost you extra.
Wise decision. Send you the new coordinates.
But her constant willingness to risk her life for Leon, even when it conflicts with her mission, hints at a deeper emotional core. Her actions suggest that she's not entirely self-serving, and there's a glimmer of humanity beneath her icy exterior. Yet this duality often feels unexplored, leaving fans to speculate whether she's motivated by love, guilt, or something else entirely. Her story is marked by ambiguity, and while this adds to her mystique, it also leaves her arc frustratingly incomplete. Resident Evil writers seem hesitant to give her a definitive conclusion, perhaps fearing that resolving her narrative would diminish her mysterious appeal. But this approach has its pitfalls. How long can a character remain interesting without growth or resolution? Instead of evolving Ada, the series repeatedly reuses her as a narrative wildcard. Her missions are often unrelated to the main story's stakes, and her dynamic with Leon feels stuck in a loop of flirtation and betrayal.
Have you changed, Ada? Or are you just trying to use me again?
What do you think?
By refusing to commit to her development, the writers risk turning into a stagnant figure, a character whose story may never be finished because it's easier to keep her as an enigma rather than defining her. This approach can dilute her character. Instead of giving her meaningful involvement, writers rely on her mystique just to justify her presence. Take the film Damnation, for example. She appears as a covert operative masquerading as the BSAA.
Good day, Madam President. Gentlemen, I have been sent here by the BSAA. My name is Ada Wong.
Well, secretly working for a private organization to obtain a sample of the plague, a parasite. Her interactions with Leon are primarily there to tease their ongoing flirtation and provide moments of mistrust and betrayal.
It's been a long time, Leon.
Ada's actions don't change the stakes of the story, even when she's captured and interrogated. The scene serves nothing more than to showcase her resourcefulness and charm, rather than to contribute to the main conflict.
Yes. Thank you very much. Who is he?
I don't know.
He's an American agent.
Well, now that we got that out of the way...
An American? You'd better watch out. That old broad's got a bite worse than her bark.
Say what?
Her eventual escape is expected and leaves no lasting impact on the film's resolution. As usual, Ada's interaction with Leon is the highlight of her involvement. Their banter is entertaining, and her presence adds some emotional depth to Leon, who struggles with his feelings. It's implied they met up during the events of Resident Evil 5 and slept together. This was later all but confirmed by the developers. However, this dynamic feels shoehorned in, as if her role exists solely to reinforce their complicated relationship, rather than to serve the story itself.
By the way, when are we going to, carry on from where we left off that night?
Anytime but now.
You're angry with me, aren't you?
レオンとそのエイダはまあ5には当然出てきてません。でもその間にまあ彼らもやっぱり生きてたという時間軸とかを考えると、当然何がしかの接触があったりとか交流みたいなものがね、もしかしたらちょっとロマンチックな雰囲気があったかもしれなくって、もしかしたら少し時間に余裕もあった。
The mishandling of Ada's arc lies in the reluctance to give her meaningful change. Every time she appears, it's as if the clock resets. Her motivations are unclear, her connections are tenuous, and her actions dictated by external forces rather than personal agency.
You don't seem surprised. Interesting.
Try using knives next time.
Looking for someone?
Ada. Ada.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Resident Evil 6 is a complete missed opportunity. Despite being central to the plot, Ada's motivations remain shallow. A significant part of Ada's story revolves around Carla Radame, a scientist who was grotesquely transformed into Ada's doppelganger by Derek Simmons. While this plot point is meant to underscore Ada's allure and impact on others, it just comes across as convoluted and over the top. The clone storyline dilutes Ada's individuality, making her seem less like a unique figure and more like an object of obsession for others. The game gave her a much larger role, a playable campaign, and some interesting lore tidbits. However, it overexposed her and failed to give her the personal stakes or meaningful character growth. Yet again, we see the same ending we've seen before.
Here, use this!
Ada, is that you? Ada!
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing personal, Leon. Luis and I had an arrangement. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. Ride's here. You coming?
I think we both know this is where we go our separate ways.
I see.
So cute. You're really confused by all this, aren't you, Leon? It's kind of fun to watch.
For a character with such potential, this lack of progression feels like a betrayal. Imagine if the series had dared to explore her backstory, delved into her moral conflict, or allowed her to step out from the shadows of the organizations that she works for. Moreover, the over-reliance on her chemistry with Leon has boxed her in. While the dynamic is compelling, it's also repetitive. The writer's refusal to take risks with Ada, whether by committing her to one side of the moral spectrum or the other, has left her character adrift. One way to end her story is with Leon. Despite her manipulations, Leon continually risks his life for Ada, trusting her more than logic dictates. Meanwhile, Ada's repeated decisions to save Leon, even when it jeopardizes her mission, suggests there's more than just a professional interest at play. If Ada ever truly decided to leave her shadowy world behind and Leon moved past his black and white sense of justice, they could theoretically find common ground, although it wouldn't be easy. For Ada to join Leon in a happily ever after, she would need to make a definitive choice to abandon her life as a spy. This doesn't necessarily mean turning into a conventional hero, but it does require her to leave behind the endless web of deceit, prioritize her personal relationships over professional survival. Whereas Leon and all his competence is emotionally stuck. His relationship with Ada is marked by blind loyalty and an unwillingness to confront her darker nature. For a true partnership, Leon would need to see Ada as she is, not the idealized version of her that he often clings to, and accept their relationship will always come with shades of grey. But the series thrives on unresolved tension. Resolving her story in a definitive way risks diminishing her mystique. Ada Wong remains a fan favourite because of her mystery, but this allure also is her greatest limitation. She's a character caught between worlds, neither hero nor villain, neither fully developed nor entirely forgotten. The question is whether Resident Evil would ever give her closure that she deserves, or will she remain the eternal spy, forever manipulating the game's chessboard without really ever revealing her true hand. In the end, Ada's story may never be finished, not because it can't be, but because the writers won't let it be. And maybe that's the point. After all, Enigma only stays interesting if the answers are just out of reach. And from one character they can't kill to another they can. And was it the right choice? Well, you'll need to have a look at this video here to find out that answer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I'll see you survivors next time.